up, guys? Happy Thursday, November 7th, 2024. So anyways, guys, we're having hash browns. So we're getting our 2 carbs, hash brown and chicken nuggets. Or no, cauliflower chicken nuggets from the store. Okay, so let's say grace and let's talk. Dear God, bless this food. Pray for this time. Pray for my niece. Hopefully she feels better. You get her home safely. And then just thank you for all the people that have been prayed. In Jesus' name, amen. Guys, put up prayers for my niece. She was down here for a competition. She got a stomach virus. It's not fun. Everybody had it. My son has had it. Some other people I know, their kids have had it. It's just not fun. It makes you sick. It makes you nauseated. It's just not fun. And then we have blue cheese ranch on it. Blue cheese ranch. Oh. So, I thought about something that I've never told you guys. Story time. So when I was a little kid, when we lived on the farm, right? God, I wish YouTube was back then, because I'm telling you right now, me and my brother would have been the first viral YouTubers sensations. Like, we would have been before any of these people that went viral, before all of these people that have been doing it for over 20 years. Like, we would have been, for both of us, it would have been, for both of us, it would have probably been 20 years, definitely between both of us, if we would have started when we were little. Because I don't know how long YouTube had the option that you could upload a video. Back then in the early 2000s when YouTube came 2005, I think. When YouTube came out, YouTube came out 2005. So when YouTube came out, it was just for music videos. That's where, like, your favorite artists would go to YouTube, right? Their videos would go straight to YouTube so you could stream it. This is when it's hot. This is when people got away from using CD players and 8-tracks and cassette tapes and all that stuff. The lady Susan, I think her name is Susan, the head of YouTube. What up, Susan? YouTube became that platform for you, so you could make songs and videos and stuff like that. So every famous person, like from Britney Spears to the Backstreet Boys to NSYNC, I'm trying to say all the people before Justin Bieber came along. The Backstreet Boys, NSYNC, Aaron Carter, Nick Carter, Jessica Simpson, Miley Cyrus, who else? All the Disney shows clips of them would be uploaded to Disney or to YouTube. Then people started doing daily blogs. People started streaming about video games. People started streaming about different stuff. And then those people were getting paid because they were always unboxing and trying different stuff that they got. And so the companies were like, dang, you're bringing us more audience, right? Because they just had their commercial. At that time, that was really the only way you could get your business out there was by word of mouth, commercials, radio appearances, at the Oscars, different places where people's eyes were all the time, because there was no TikTok, there was no Instagram, there was no Twitter, there was no, X. There was no, Facebook was here. Facebook was here. So a lot of people would post on Facebook. And then Keek was like TikTok, literally. But anyways, what I'm saying is, so none of that was there. Me and my brother would have been famous. But even as we're 4 minutes in, I'll do a video about that tomorrow for you guys. I would tell these super, and I have to ask my brother, these super cool bedtime stories at nighttime after we got bathed, read a Bible story with my mom, said our prayers, and then she would put us in our nursery in the room. I don't know why they called it a nursery, because it wasn't really set up like a baby's room, but anyways. So, and it was this tiny room. The only thing you could fit in there is we had bunk beds, metal bunk beds, and then I would not sleep at the top bunk because that's where they used to tie me up at nighttime, like I was a freaking hog or pig or something, and leave me overnight because they couldn't sleep. And that's not even true. We were just having fun. And so it'd be like 2 o'clock in the morning, and my mom would be so angry. And then she had my older brother come in and like tie me to the bed, and he would be like, sorry. And I would like stay there all night long. They did not care. And I was like 4 or 5, right? And so then the next morning I would get untied and I'd be so angry. But anyway, I would tell these really cool bedtime stories to my brother, and he loved them. He loved them. And then when some of his friends and our friends would spend the night, we would always sleep downstairs in the big family room in front of the fireplace. And we would just stay up all night talking. And for whatever reason, she allowed that to happen. I don't understand that one. But anyways, and I would tell these stories that everybody would be so interested in. And I was like, I always felt like one day I would come out with like my own books or direct movies or make movies, because these stories were just like stuff you would see in all these sci-fi and all these movies that they're making nowadays with all these directors and characters and people that write the script. Like, I made some awesome stories. Like I would do. I don't know if any of you guys have run. If any. Oh my God, I can't talk. I don't know if any of you guys read Tom Sawyer, Huckleberry Finn, all those different stuff. Oh my gosh, I made those stories, and there was always a twist to it. And it was like, you know, was Huckleberry even real, or was he just made up in Tom's head, or you know, stuff like that. You know, I would always add a twist to it. And then there was this one story that I always told, that there were these two skinny boys that were playing outside, and then this really tall, oh my God, sorry, this really tall, mean old lady comes and screams at them to come inside. They come inside, they're scared, and the two little boys are like best friends and they're brothers, and then the little boy's like, the older brother is protecting the younger brother because he's scared, and they're like scared to come inside the house because they don't know what's going to happen. And then the old lady's like yelling at them and screaming at them, and she's like telling them to sit down and be quiet and eat, you know, like scolding them or something. And they did nothing wrong. They were outside playing. I think that character was my mom. I really think that I was depicting my mom at a young age of how I saw her as a person. And being in therapy now that I am, and I have been since 2011, and I've went through 15 different therapists, and I finally found ones that I've liked. The therapist said that was probably why I was telling all these stories, was it was stuff. Some of it was fantasy of like how I wanted my life to be, and how in my brain, for what I was seeing from TV shows like Seven Heaven and Gilmore Girls and Summerland or Everwood or Montreal, all these different shows where there was a lot of trauma, but at the same time, like they had their bond of their relationship with their sister or their brother or their best friend, like stuff like that. That was what I wanted. Not so much Montreal and not so much Gilmore Girls, but more Seven Heaven. Because the way they were raised in Seven Heaven, all the rules was like my family. All the rules. Minus they never did any type of like physical type of like discipline or anything. Like they weren't really big about that in the show, and I was surprised for the early 90s, early 2000s when that was still happening in schools and stuff. And my home had it, but they didn't put that in the show. There was more of like just being grounded or being disappointed in you or being yelled at or being emotionally not ready. Like I remember the episode where Simon, who I always felt like was my character, I felt like Simon, because he's the middle child, I felt like Simon, there was a character, I don't know if he cussed his mom out, yelled at her, but I know he cut his hair. He started being like he was falling in the world. He got his hair cut. I know Matt took him, my name's Matt, took him to go get his hair cut. And I know he came home and his mom saw it and her parents were over and she got so angry at him. And then I know one time she was coming to pick him up from the pickup line at the school, and he was standing there and Ruthie was looking and Mrs. Camden was looking, and he put up the middle finger joking around with his friends, and she saw that and she was so devastated, and he was so like shocked because he felt like he disrespected his mother and he disrespected what they taught him, and he felt like a failure, and he went through his whole crying and all this different stuff. And then his mom was like, I will never look at something like that. I don't know if she said, I will never trust you again, or I will never look at you the same way again. And he ran to his room and cried, and how it devastated him because he wanted his mom's love and her attention, and he felt like he shamed the family, because he's a pastor's son. They had a lot on their plate being the pastor's children, a lot. That I did not like, but I'm happy they showed that because that is what's happening with these kids. They get so much eyes on them because they're the pastor's kid. Their father is a police officer, a lawyer, a governor. I don't think it's fair to put that on them. And then the parents do too. And then I remember the episode when Mary did all this crazy stuff. But come to find out, if you really listen to it now, Jessica Biel she played Mary. She did not want to be on the show anymore. She wanted to be killed off that show so bad because it was ruining her image as being an actor. They had her as a goody two-shoes. So she did that spread where she was topless, and she was thinking that would have got her fired from Seven Heaven. And then she did that movie where she had to have a you-know-what scene. She thought that would have got her fired, but CW still didn't fire her. So what they would do is they shipped her off to go live with the Colonel. That was Mr. Camden's father, who was very strict and da-da-da-da. And this is after she got caught with drugs. This is after she was hanging out with the bad people. This was after she crashed her car, got a DUI. And the police officer that was a close family friend always found her. This was after she stole from the twins. This is after she made the kids lie for her. I mean, this was like all of that. No, I'm going to watch the show. Now it makes me want to watch the show. They had a family meeting like we did. But sent her away. And she cried, and she didn't hug them. She didn't say goodbye. They went to the airport. The mom, Mrs. Camden, hugged her. Mr. Camden, even though, he had I'm not going to say what his problem was in real life, but that's why he has not acted in so many years, because he did some very bad stuff. He basically was like what Diddy did, basically. But, and his wife, who was on the show too, after all these years, she divorced him and took all his money, basically. But, and they actually have a podcast right now, all the kids from Seven Heaven. Lucy, Ruthie, and Simon, who, all their different people, what their real names are. Beverly Mitchell, David Gallagher, and I forget what Ruthie's real name is. But they just started a podcast, and it's really cool. I listened to it. But they cried at the airport. And I remember that because my brother, the same thing happened with my brother. My brother we went to Texas, and he joined my uncle's cult, and he comes back home after he visits for like just 1 month. Mom and Dad, I'm going to join Uncle Jay's, or Uncle, whatever his name was, Uncle Charles' cult, and there's nothing you can do about it. And my uncle brainwashed my brother about how evil my parents were and all this stuff. My uncle won, basically. He got him. And my brother was gone for... I was 5 when he left. I'll never forget the day that he told us he was leaving. My parents flipped out. My 2 sisters flipped out. My other brother, the one that's passed, he flipped out. And I remember my brother stayed downstairs because he was trying to type up different stuff and do whatever. And my dad was helping us clean up the room, some trash or whatever. And he sent me downstairs to go get a trash bag. I went and got a trash bag. My brother was sitting on the dining room table on his computer, and I just went over to him, and I said, "Why are you leaving me?" And then he just picked me up, put me in his lap, hold me, and said, "Sometimes people have to leave when they don't really want to, and they're stuck in a situation, but in your heart, I will always love you, and I will always be here for you," and something like that. A bunch of crap, because he never was always there for me. He didn't come back until I was 15. And in Seven Heaven, it was the same thing. Mary didn't come back until way, way later, when she became a flight attendant. By this time, everybody's grown. Everybody's grown, right? And she comes back because she I don't know if they didn't kill her off. They shipped her away so she could go do other movies and different stuff. Um, they brought her back in the, I don't even know what season this was. Um, she paid back everybody. I know Lucy, Simon, and Ruthie were so mad that she came back because, she wouldn't answer phone calls. Everybody's like, why is she here? And I remember Ruthie had a big issue with it. Why are you here? Why did you come back? I hate you, something like that. And it hurt Mary so much. And then they were like, well, you got to understand, she was 3 when you left, and now she's like 9 or 12, and you're kicking her out of her bedroom and all this different stuff. And then Simon was just Simon, well, we'll see how you act. And Lucy was just like, well, I'm not sharing a room with her or something like that. So they put her in the attic, and then she was just kind of like isolated and stuff like that. But I mean, they all came around later. But it's the same with my brother. My brother came back right before my sisters graduated high school, and it just was awkward. But anyways, I know I went totally off subject, but I'm such a good storyteller, guys. When I was younger, I want to turn some of these stories, because I still have them in a vault up here. I want to turn some of these stories into books. I want them to be a book. I want them to be children's books. I really do. So if there's any editor out there that watches me, if there's any publisher that's out there that works in that stuff and wants like their next book or would love to work with me, I'm interested. Or even if any of my fans, their parents are publishers or writers or authors, I'm willing to work with someone and do a project together. Shout out to one of my fans. I don't know if it was last year or early this year. She told me, I think she was a writer. I think she's retired. But she was saying that she could help me or something like that. And then I don't know what happened, but I never heard back from her. But she was like, you should go with it. You should do your dream. Like, your stories people would love. Like, when I tell people my story on the street, people love it. They're like, dude, you need to put that in a book to help other people with disabilities, abuse, all the other stuff that's happened to me, and how I'm still fighting and I'm still here and I'm still strong, even though I have my moments, like last night. But yeah, I'm frustrated, but it is what it is. But tomorrow is the Wendy's burger. I'm just going to get the burger. I don't want the whole meal. I just want the Krabby Patty, because all it is a French fry and then some type of like smoothie or shake or something. I don't want it. And it's like it's almost $19 to have it shipped to or brought to your house. So I'm like, no. I wanted to go with my neighbor. I should see if she would go with me. But anyways, guys, I love you. Make sure to like and subscribe. I didn't finish. I'm full. And then I'm taking probiotic gut health to help me with losing. It helps you. It cleans out your system. Believe me, I've been going to the bathroom, and it helps you with digestive systems and cleans out your stomach. So you got to take 2 of these and 2 of these. So I've been doing it. I just started on last week Friday, and so I've been taking it every morning. So it's a good diet. It's a good gut health. So go get you guys some. And so yeah, guys, I'm gonna do that tomorrow. So guys, I'm posting. If my parents still leave, and if my niece gets away home today, and my parents still leave, my parents are leaving tomorrow morning around 9:30. So I'll be able to post a video tomorrow morning. You guys will be in school. Most of the people can watch it when you come home. And then I'm posting Saturday and Sunday because I think they're gonna come back Sunday. I'm not sure. We'll see what happens. I know. Comment below. Thank you to my new followers. Thank you. Guys, you got my video the other day up to 109. And I'm like, what did I talk about that it got that many views? I mean, I know that's low to some people because it doesn't reach a K or 1,000. Guys, I have like 8 or 9 videos that are in the thousands. It's okay. I'm fine with that. I don't have to have every video hit 1,000. I'm not that famous to have every video hit 1,000. But for whatever reason, my thing keeps saying, someone comment below if you guys know my actual subscriber count. Am I at 4K yet, or am I close to 4K? Because on my end, it only says that I have 378. I'm not even close. But I just had, like, the other day, I had like 10 new subscribers, 12 new subscribers, 13 new subscribers. And I'm like, dang, how much do we need to get to 4K? Like, I want to get to 4K. Okay, let's make a pact, guys. Okay, Pink. Oh, no, that's between me and my son. Promise, guys, that we can get me to 4K before the year's over. We have 1 month. We have 1 month. I don't even care if you guys go to your mom's phone, your brother's phone, your sister's phone, your dad's phone, the dog's phone, whoever's got phones in the house. Your baby brother, your baby sister that have those baby tablets where they can get online. Follow me. That's all you got to do. Follow. You don't even have to watch my video. They don't even have to like my video. Just give me a follow, and that'll help me get to 4K. And then the other thing I want you guys to do is